I spent 6 months with a multimillionaire, day in and day out. And here are the few things that I noticed. They use the universal laws, whether consciously or unconsciously. All of them. No exception whatsoever. But some of them know that consciously, and some of them does not. And here's the thing. Whether you know that consciously or unconsciously, the results are the same because you are doing it right, whether you know that or not. This is why you will find a lot of people telling you, hey, I don't know what I did, but it worked. Because subconsciously, they utilized the power, the great power in the universe. They unified with the omnipotent power of the Creator, which is infinite. And by the way, you are a part of it. You are a part of that ocean. You are a droplet from that ocean of infinity. So you got the qualities of the all. This is why we always hear the one is the all are the one. And this is something that you should wrap your head around. Because until you know that for sure, and you not believe but know it, you will just keep spinning the wheel. Don't try to spin the wheel and be on the hamster wheel of consuming content. Today I'm giving you all the steps or all the patterns, that I noticed in these people, the multimillionaires, people that got top money, the people that living their best lives. And it actually clicked not so long ago. So I decided to give you all the information. And the one thing, the very first thing that I noticed is they take a lot of naps. And sometimes, and most of the times, they are not fully here. What do I mean by that? All the time, I will find some of them zoned out a little bit. They are not focused with the people around them. And most of them, they take naps a lot. And this reminded me of something really interesting. Do you guys know Edison, Thomas Edison? I'm sure you know him. Let's talk about Tesla. I'm pretty sure you know that person. Let me talk about Einstein. All of these people utilized something called the hypnagogic state. What is the hypnagogic state? It is a state between alertness and sleepiness. In between. It's the door to the subconscious mind. Remember when we are talking about this kind of like state, it happens when you are not fully asleep, but not fully aware of what's going on around you. You are pretty much in the middle. How does this person do that and why? Let me tell you something. When we are talking right now, we are operating on a beta brainwave state. This brainwave state is for alertness. We are trying to analyze things, we're trying to talk about certain aspects and concepts, so we need to be alert. Then there is alpha. Alpha is when you zone out a little bit, when you are relaxed, watching TV, for example. This state is imaginative, creative, where the right brain and the left brain became in sync. The right brain is for the imagination, the holistic self. It's a subconscious mind. The left brain is analytical. It's alertness. It deals with alertness, analyzing things, the five senses. But the right brain, the subconscious, doesn't deal with that. It's holistic. It doesn't even deal with time. Everything is happening here and now for the right brain, the subconscious mind, the intellect of the heart. This is what is called in the ancient traditions. In Egypt, for example, the intellect of the heart. This is why they weighed the heart against the feather. So when you are in alpha state, you are opening the door to the subconscious mind. Starting to opening the door, where the left and right brain hemisphere starting to sync and link together. Then, going deeper, you are into theta. Theta brainwave state is from 4 to 8 hertz. This is pretty much right before you go to sleep, or when you are in a very deep meditative state. Your body is asleep, your mind is still under your control. This is really the door to subconscious mind. Once it's open, You can impress the subconscious mind with anything. And when we are talking about impressing the subconscious mind, I'm talking metaphorically because the subconscious mind is you and you are the subconscious mind. Everything is one. But for the sake of clarification, I need to talk in that language. But in reality, everything is one. You can't separate you from your subconscious mind. You are one. You can't separate reality from you. You are one. So when we're talking about that, your brainwave states is slow, slow, slow. You can impress the subconscious mind with any idea or ask any question or do anything, and it will go directly to the subconscious mind, which is connected to the mind of God, as it said in the ancient traditions. This is all a metaphor. Don't take it literally. When I say the mind of God, it means that you are connected to the infinite. And the infinite is within you and all around you. So you are connected to that. When you are in theta, you can access anything, any reality that you can ever imagine. Because everything is here and now. Creation is finished. Everything is here and now. Every possible scenario and combination is here and now. It already exists. Resonance is the one thing that unifies the left brain and the right brain together. This is why feeling is the secret was told by the great mystic Neville Goddard, for example. This is why you find out that the heart got a larger electromagnetic field than the brain, but it goes beyond the electromagnetic universe. You are in resonance with the compression waves before the beginning of the electromagnetic universe. Because remember, to the right brain, everything is here and now. I know I'm getting a little bit technical. I know you don't need to know all of that, but just to have a full conceptualization of what I'm talking about and what I'm about to tell you right now. So, when we go deeper into theta, we go into delta. Delta is deep sleep. Deep sleep is when you are just flat out asleep. Just flat out asleep. Some people access that when they are awake, but theta is more than enough to just open the subconscious mind door wide open. So they take a lot of naps and they wake up, they become in the hypnagogic state for a while. And this is where they get the ideas. This is how Tesla got his ideas, Edison, Einstein, all of these people. All of these people utilized the brainwaves, utilized it. I remember Einstein or Edison or Tesla, I read somewhere that they used to hold a metal bowl. Just take a nap doing this, and when the bowl drops on the floor, it makes a huge sound, right? A very loud sound. A very loud sound. So they wake up. They become alert again. So they induce a state that is hypnagogic in order to access all the info in the field, the unified field, the unified one, the unified matrix. You can call it whatever. It's all different conceptualization of the same thing. So here, they used a lot of naps. Like I remember, I was going to a certain event, and this person, who's a multi-millionaire, all of a sudden, I found him telling me, hey, give me 5 seconds or 5 minutes, something like that. I told him, what? What do you want, man? He was like, I want to take a nap in the car. So I'm not going out right now. I'm not going to the event right now. I'm just going to take a 5-minute nap. And he did. But he made an alarm just like 5 minutes after closing his eyes. Like he closed his eyes and bam. 5 minutes in, he woke up fully refreshed, not fully awake, not fully asleep, and he got into that event and he finished a huge deal. Meetings, for example. I find out that before a meeting, multimillionaires are not fully there. They are a bit gone. Maybe they are utilizing their imagination because consciousness is one and consciousness is interchangeable with imagination. And once you utilize your imagination, you're pretty much not creating, but reforming the structure, because creation is finished, reforming the structure of the things that you will experience, right? When you think about all of these things, when you think about how they are utilizing the brainwaves, how they are utilizing the idea of being in a hypnagogic state most of the time, you realize that, this is why most people, like these people, when they get a huge win, they are not impressed. And when they get a huge loss, they are not impressed. They are zen. They are in the middle. They are not swayed. And this is the second thing that I noticed. They are always in the middle. They don't get too excited to the point that it sways them externally, and they don't get too sad that it sways them externally. They utilize the internal state of being, whether consciously or unconsciously. Because believe me, a lot of people don't know about the esoteric stuff that I'm talking about, or the occult, or anything like that. Yet, they are successful. Why? Because they are using that unconsciously. They are not programmed to be like everyone. Maybe they didn't listen as they were kids, and this is something that benefited them. I wish I didn't actually listen to the people around me when I was young. I would have had like the most free, open mind, like thoughts as these people. But I listened, but I caught myself in a very, maybe in 2022, I caught myself and I started to go that route of the esoteric. I know that unconsciously years ago, but I didn't know what that was. But I really went into it 2022. And when I actually interacted with these people, I realized that this thing is actually working. The universal laws doesn't separate between this and that. The universal laws are laws for a reason. It's called a law for a reason. You know? So, what do I mean by they are not emotionally swayed? When a girl comes to them and she tells them, hey, I like you, I want to kiss you, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, they won't get freaked out. They are calm. They're like, okay, they play it cool, you know? They got game. They got game. They don't get so excited that they start to give them the ick, as they say. They had game. They are internally fulfilled. They are internally zen. Or when they get a huge loss, they just see it for what it is. They see it from a higher position. They are seeing it like they are the same in a way, like the law of polarity in the Kabbalion. Each thing got its opposite, just different rate of vibration, I guess, because everything is vibrating. This is also a principle in the Kabbalion, the 7 Hermetic Principles. I highly recommend you read the Kabbalion. But if you want to go directly to how to actually utilize all these things, I got an ebook, a 26-page ebook that you can check. Link is in the description box. Straight to the point. If you don't want to know about all of this stuff, I summarized what you need to do, just plain and simple. But coming back to what I'm about to say, they are seeing everything as one. Consciously or unconsciously, how do they do that? They spend a lot of time alone, like in silence. They are just silenced, and they are like this. They don't talk to anybody. All of a sudden, they transcend the duality, the polarity, the illusion of the third dimensional realm. Because believe me, scientists now know that all of this in front of us is just 1%, roughly. You can round it up to 1%. It's much more or less than that. But you can say it's 1%. So some way or another, they know that there is a higher source within them and all around them that shifts everything all of a sudden once they shift internally. How do they shift internally? Knowing that they are one with the one, whether consciously or unconsciously. You can do that consciously by, for example, staying in silence and meditating for 15 minutes. And by meditating, I don't mean like sitting in a lotus position. If you like that, do it. But you can just sit down or lay down and start leaving your thoughts go around like that without interacting with them at all. Just like that. There is a certain meditation by the great mystic Neville Goddard and also by the Buddhist monks where you will be staring at a wall, a white wall, for about 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. All of a sudden you feel like you are in a completely different dimension. You can do that. Once you are unified with God, once you transcend the duality by transcending time and space, you are becoming unified with the One, and the One got the infinity, and the infinity is everything you ever could imagine. And all of a sudden, all the quote-unquote goals and dreams are accessible because you are one with the One. This is the second thing that I noticed. So the first thing, they take a lot of naps and they use the hypnagogic state. The second thing, they transcend polarity and duality. They see everything as one. They are not swayed by the events because they are internally fulfilled. And the third thing that I noticed about these people is their interactions. They do not interact with people that bring them down. Never. They don't share the things that they want to achieve to these people. I don't know why, but this is something that is so important because they don't listen to these people because they know they are not on the same level as them. They don't listen to anybody just for the sake of it. Even if it's their mom or dad, they don't listen to them. Not in a disrespectful way, but in a way that you know that he knows that these people are not on the same level as them. They don't want to corrupt their state of being. They don't want to make any corruption to the state of being they are on. For example, some of them just got a huge deal. But the next step was a risky step. So he did not tell his mother at all, not even his brother. You can call him like a partner because he really is. He didn't tell him. He decided that I'm going to take that risk. He took that risk and he won. And when you ask that guy why you didn't tell anyone about that, he would tell you, hey, I don't want anyone to creep the doubt in me. They don't want to be afraid. They don't want to be anxious about what will happen. No, they don't want to do any of that. All they want to do is do what their intuition, the inner guidance, is telling them to do. The little voice inside of you. This is God talking to you, nudging you to do certain things. And sometimes people pray for God, and praying here is the idea of the unifying with God. They pray to God to make them do the right thing without them even noticing. And this is one of the greatest prayers ever. Like, hey, my desire is this. If there is something for me to do, take me by hand. That's a metaphor. Take me by hand and make me do it without me even noticing it. Great. This is great. And this is something that I noticed about them. They are not second guessing themselves. They are not doubting themselves. They are not letting anyone around them to doubt them or to make them afraid or to make them sad or to make them angry. They have a lot of discipline regarding staying in the right state of being, whether consciously or unconsciously. So we can use from these three things something that you can utilize for your own life. And that is cultivating an inner state of being that is resonant with the reality you want to experience. How we are going to do that? Let me give you the steps. And these steps you should follow one by one, and believe me, you will find amazing things happening internally and as a byproduct externally. The first thing, you guessed it, it's staying in silence for at least 10 to 20 minutes. What I mean about staying in silence is you can say meditation, you can staying in silence, you can name it whatever you want, but just letting your thoughts go around until nothing is in your mind. You have a clear mind and you are in the theta brainwave state. You can do that daily. One thing, or the second thing that I want you to do is utilize your imagination. Use whatever technique you want. You're always talking to yourself internally. You can use that. The inner conversations that you're having with yourself or with the people around you. You know when you are arguing with someone in your head and then bam, it happens? You created that. You know when you are talking about yourself about something and you are belittling yourself and you are mocking or making fun of yourself and it happens? It was you. So use that and utilize that to your own benefit. Talk to yourself in a way that implies that your desires are already an accomplished fact and you are in that reality. Because remember, to the right brain, there is no time. And this is why being in theta and alpha is so important. How are you going to do that? Pretty simple. Do what I just told you. Stay every day in silence for 10 to 20 minutes. And then when you are using the techniques, whether it's affirmations, inner conversations, the inner conversations you can use all day long. Whether it's affirmations, whether it's visualizations, whether it's scripting, whatever it might be, make sure you are relaxed. You are a bit relaxed. You are not in a rush. And by the way, you can do that in a rush sometimes, but you gotta have faith. Faith here is knowing. This comes with practicality. With practice, practicing will make you much more efficient in utilizing your powers. So if you are in that stage that you are so powerful, then you can use it while you are watching TV, for example, or you are walking down the street and imagining, because when you are walking, pretty much you are syncing the left and the right brain by step forward, step back, like right, left, while you are walking. Right leg, left leg, all of that. This is something that nobody talks about, by the way, but it balances out the polarity. This is why walking is so important, especially in nature. But if you are not in a place that got a lot of trees and all that, you can use that in the city, for example. So this is something that I want you to do. And then you visualize. Visualize that whatever you want, you desire, is already an accomplished fact, because in reality, it is an accomplished fact. You're just needing to match the frequency of it and bam, experiencing it. So keep that in mind. Use the right technique for you, the one that resonates with you. Don't take anyone's word for it. Just do it yourself and give yourself grace and time. If you want all the techniques I told you, it's in the ebook in the description box. The third thing that I want you to do is don't tell anybody about what you are doing. Don't tell anybody about that you are meditating for this or for that or anything like that. Don't corrupt your inner state of being, because these people will reflect to you the inner fears that you got unconsciously, and you don't want to do that. They are just messengers. So you want to cultivate that inner state of being without them interrupting that inner state of being. You know what I mean? That's something really important. A lot of people will get an idea and bam, they will tell someone, and that someone will tell them, my brother tried this before and this and that, and I don't recommend you do that. They bring him down. This idea came for you for a reason. It came for you because you are unified with that frequency, with that state of being, with that consciousness. You are in resonance with that vibration. When you are in resonance, you are in sync. And what syncs together, links together. This is why every single day or every few days, revisiting the idea of having what you desire already accomplished, a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire, or an affirmation, an inner conversation. You can utilize the inner conversations daily, all day, every day, when you are in the gym, when you are walking, when you are talking. It's an inner declaration about something that already happened. Something already happened, and you are declaring it to yourself that it happened. Like, I'm so glad that I have this and that in your mind. And you combine that with the inner feeling that will rise up naturally when you are visualizing or when you are doing the inner conversations. And bam, it will become natural to you. And once it becomes natural to you, once it does, all of a sudden you'll feel like you don't need to strain yourself to visualize or strain yourself to do affirmations or do any of that. It will become second nature to you. It's pretty much taking what's in like unconscious, make it conscious, and back to unconscious. That's it. You know the famous saying by Carl Jung, the great psychologist, Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life, and you will call it fate. Think about it. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life, and you will call it fate. Right? So now you have all the tools, you have all the great details that you should use in order to get into the state of the desires that you want to experience. Let me tell you something. These multimillionaires, most of these multimillionaires, they don't even know about this stuff. They do it unconsciously. And this is mind blowing. They do that unconsciously. They have this inner belief. And when they have inner belief, they have inner conviction. And when they have inner conviction, they have inner knowing. And when they have inner knowing, guess what? They are guided internally from God to do certain things without them even realizing that they are doing it. This is why they let go and let God. How do they let go and let God? Because they are convinced that what they want is already an accomplished fact. And even if they are not seeing it in front of their own eyes, they know for sure that it's just materializing. And when they are in that state, they know for sure that there is a higher power that is making things happen for them. And when you are in that state, you are in a state of relaxation because you know that everything is being taken care of. Unlike the people that are always in a survival paradigm, they are always trying to make themselves a certain way. They are always trying to get by, trying to pay this, pay that. And believe me, it's very planned to make most people in that state. I'm not getting into conspiracy theories, but if you think about it, most of the people are in that state. Most of the people are not relaxed. Most of the people can't even sit down for 30 minutes their entire lives to meditate or to think or to just not think about anything. Most people are always trying to survive. So how is it going to be? Ask yourself that question. How is it going to be? Is it going to be a millionaire's mindset? Or is it going to be a survival mindset? You choose. You got the choice now. When I studied these people, I sat down with them, I realized how amazing things can be when you know that God is within you and all around you. The infinite is within you and all around you. That you can use what you got to get what you don't. And in fact, you do have it. And the only reason you are not seeing it is you are not fully aligned to it. And once you do, once you give that baggage to a higher power that is within you and all around you, that is a part of you and you are a part of it, all of a sudden you realize that, wow, you were just surviving, not living. And it just strikes. You get this light bulb moment, and you know that all you need to do is mimic these people in their behaviors using the universal laws. I told you what I noticed, not with one or two, but with a bunch of millionaires. And it all started with knowing one. And the one led me to tables. I got a lot of them, and a lot of them using the same things, the same tools, whether consciously or unconsciously. And by the way, the ones that are using these tools and these techniques and these universal laws consciously, they are accelerating in a rate that is beyond the imagination, because they know that God is infinite and God is with them and all around them. So they utilize the power of God, utilize the power of the infinite, because they are infinite when they are one with the one. Once you are one with the one, everything becomes one and everything becomes accessible. All right? Now we got all the steps. All I need you to do is implement what you just heard from me. Implementation is important. You can read all you want about all this stuff, but you need to implement what I just told you. It will give you much more experience than any book. And I just gave you book recommendations. If you want to work with me, all the info is in the link in the description box. Until next video, implement, implement, implement.